Okay, so in this video, I want to show you how to change the pieces. And that's actually one of the more complex things here. Yeah, once you know how to do it, and hopefully this will show you all you need, and then it's still, it's a couple of steps. It takes some time, but it's doable. It's not that complicated, but you need to know how to do it, because otherwise it is really frustrating. So the way to do it is basically to assemble the new piece sort of outside and then copy it inside. And the crucial components here are a ruler. You definitely need a ruler. You want to hide that because, hide that and show hidden because I need to work with it. Don't want to see that. And so now I have a ruler and make sure that all the components are actually hidden. So the next bit, this is really important. This is the landmark block. It is often overlooked, but it's really crucial. It defines the center and the orientation of a group of objects. So once you group objects, they haven't got, a shape has a center, but the group doesn't have a natural center. So basically it calculates the center as the sort of average between all of these things and the orientation as well. And it becomes very arbitrary. And you can't really make that snap to other objects in a meaningful way. So what you do instead is you define a new center with this landmark, right? This is like the origin of a coordinate system. So I just put this in place. I've hidden it. Yeah, important to hide it now because it's really it's a pain to do that later. And now we're going to build on top of this. This is going to be the base of the new piece. Yeah, and that's really important because if we put all of this in place, it's going to be very easy in the end to exchange this piece for the new one. You can see it's a landmark block down there, by the way. And so, yeah, that's how we build it. Now, what I wanted to do is just really arbitrary. Let's build something with a sphere. The sphere is interesting because you can see the sphere has a center, obviously, in the center of the sphere. So it snaps to that. So, I need it to be sort of like this, with the bottom of the sphere really needs to be the bottom of that, needs to co-align with that landmark, and I want it to be centered and all that. So actually I'm going to need another ruler on top. But if I just do this, it may not. Well, actually, oh, that worked perfectly. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't, because I wanted to show you that, if it doesn't, well, I'll show you anyway, then you may want to adjust the spacing, X and Y spacing, to make it align properly. You may have to do that. In this case, it actually didn't. This works very well. So now we have the bottom aligned with the landmark, and also it's centered on the landmark. So that's great. That's exactly what we want. I'm just going to put another piece in place just to show you that, how to, otherwise it's not really meaningful. So let's just put this here, because that totally looks like a horse now. Well, I don't even know what this is, but who cares? It's just there to demonstrate how you would build this. Obviously, you make something that looks nicer than this, but yeah, there you go. So now I have these pieces. Let me just check that I've hidden all the right things. This one is not hidden yet, so let's hide that. Show hidden again. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to make this a group. There's a couple of steps we need to do now. First is make this a group, right? And now we're going to copy this to the clipboard. Yeah? And now we open up the piece that we actually want to manipulate. Open the group. And here's the old shape, which we're going to get rid of. Don't cut it now, because then this will be in the buffer, in the clipboard. I don't want that. At the moment, I want to paste what's in the clipboard, which is my new group. Now I can get rid of this, cut this, and that's fine. So I've got the new shape ready to use. I could put it in place, and you can see already how the landmark is helping, because now I can snap to the existing landmark inside. That's kind of the outline is visible here. Is kind of where the X and Y, where these jolts are coming from. That's the bottom. That's what we want to align to, and we can easily do that now because we have a landmark in here. But before we do, we also need to set the color. Now all of these pieces have a black and a white version of the material inside them, so you just basically connect. But unfortunately, there's no way to connect to the group. Yeah, there's no. It's not meaningful to assign a material to a group because a group can consist of things that don't take a material. So unfortunately, what you will have to do is take the group, inspect, ungroup. Okay. Now be careful not to actually, mess up the alignment and everything. So now we take the material to the visible pieces, the two shapes, and you may have more shapes individually and make them the right color. Yeah. Could make them black or white. And now we should, very important, we should select all of that. Again, make sure you've got all of it, but only this, nothing else, and make it a group again. So now you should have a group in the right color. And now should be quite easy to put this in place. There you go. If we now close this, yeah, it's hide hidden. Not sure why we still have a, oh, don't know how this ended up being visible. Shouldn't have been the case. I'll deal with that later. Is that the case in all of those? No. Now we put it in place. You see it snaps to the board the right way. Now this landmark should have been hidden. I don't know why it became unhidden. But yeah, that's the way to do it. I should have actually done this, try this earlier. So when I had, this was the earlier group, right? Before I put it into the shape, I should have just quickly checked this, to make sure that a landmark snaps into place in the way I want to, right? So it looks right. So that would have, if it was not right, then that would have given me a chance to change this before I put it in place. I should have done that first. So we recommend putting your group together with a landmark block and then try it out and see if it snaps to the board in a way that looks good, like this does. So that's fine. So that's the way to exchange, and now you can. First of all, can I? This is so annoying to have this landmark visible, but anyway, nah, can't change it now. Okay, I'm not going to bother with it. So the other thing you might want to do is, and that's really the only other thing you might want to do, is the piece value here is set to a certain value. And you can change that if you want. Then it sends a different value. That's the only other thing. All the rest, just ignore. Close the group. That's it. Now, to make more pieces, so obviously this is supposed to be the knight, so you're going to have to duplicate that to have the two black versions of it. And then we want to make another one. That's going to be the white. So we're going to open this up. And so now what you will have to do, unfortunately, is you need to ungroup this. So you could, you can take this, hang on, this group, ungroup at this point, and do it that way. Take away these lines. Now, you want to be very careful with this, because if you accidentally move one of those, well, you have to start again. It's not the end of the world, and you just make another copy and you start again. But that's the way. I don't even need to bother with regrouping them, because the only purpose of grouping them was to get them into the right position, which they are already. So I can just close that now. And I should have the white version of my whatever this is. And then copy duplicate. And I've got a full set of the 4 knights, 2 black and 2 white, which, ideally that shouldn't show up. I don't know how I messed that one up, but you can see it doesn't in the other pieces, doesn't show up. Actually, is it actually visible here? It is. So I messed that up when I created them. Anyway, let's ignore that. Let's pretend that didn't happen. So yeah, doesn't matter, because once they're on the board, you can't really see them. But that's it. So this is how you can make a new set. And the pawns are relatively easy, because you only have to make the 2 pawns, and then you make your 8 copies. And of course, the other pieces are a bit more work. But that's all you need to do. Change the material blocks to make it look different, make them look like they were made out of wood. And that's that. And while we are here, since this is a long video already, I'm going to show you one more thing, which is very easy. While you're changing the look, you may also want to change the look of the board, and that's really easy because it's driven by only two material blocks. So you have all the options here, but basically, easiest thing, just change the material. There you go. That can be anything. You can make it any color you want. You can change the material. You can, yeah, do whatever you like with that. That's very simple to change. And those are the two things you can change. And then obviously, well, there's the environment here, the skybox and all that, which, you can, here's the sea, change that, make a different background for it. And that's it. Okay, bye.